top questions I receive from people is, what times should I open my classes for? When's the best time? When's the time that everybody's going to be on, or when I'm going to get the most enrollments? And let me just first start off by telling you that the first thing you need to think about is you. When are you available? Because you need to make sure that you are present and ready and available to teach your classes. And that means you need to pick the times that work for you. Now, the reason why you're looking at Outschool is because they are so flexible in their ways. So when people ask me, what time do you work? Literally, I tell you, like, it depends on what time you want to teach. So it's really literally up to you. There's a reason why Outschool has 5 different countries, right? So there's all different time zones. So I really, truly get to pick the times that I want to work, that I want to teach, that are best for me and my family. And it works for me because that's when I'm available and I'm ready. So that's what I would ask you to go to yourself and ask yourself and say, hey, when's the best time that I think that I could be ready and available and like present to teach? And whether that's, 9 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock in the morning, you will find students, okay? So don't worry about the student base in that sense. Now, Outschool does say they recommend, that like 6 a.m. to like 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time range, because that is a majority of the students. So this can be a really beneficial factor for someone like me who's on the East Coast, because if I'm a mom of 3 and I want to work nights because that's when my babies are sleeping, yep, that's me. Then when I want to open up classes for 8:30 at night, well, it's 3 hours before that time in the Pacific Standard Time Zone, okay? So that's in that time zone, those kids are maybe just finishing up dinner and they're starting to settle down and have that time to go on and take a class. So it can work to your benefit depending on what your time zone is, but I'm telling you, you'll find people in all the time zones, okay? So sometimes I know that I had a kid the other day he said he was in Taiwan at the time, and I was teaching a class at 9:30 at night, and there was a 12-hour difference because he said it was 9:30 in the morning from where he was. So 9:30 at night was perfect for me because my babies are in bed sleeping, and 9:30 in the morning was perfect for him because that's when he was available to take classes in the morning for a homeschool child. So I want to show you these examples because it really doesn't matter what time you're available. Just pick the times that are ready for you, okay? And so now, once you decide what your schedule is and when you want to teach, no matter what that may be, now you might say to yourself, well, how do I know I'm going to get students? Or maybe after a couple weeks or something, you're saying, well, I'm not getting any enrollments. So here's what you got to do. You have to pick your class and then kind of like throw it out there, right? Because you don't really know 100% that your course is going to be taken up unless you try it, right? That's how every Outschool teacher does it. They have to find what they're passionate about, create a lesson, and then put it out there. So now there's definitely some strategies on what to put out there specifically, and that's where I would send you to the newsletter. Every week, Outschool sends out a newsletter to all of their teachers, and they tell you what the parents are typing in and what they're interested in and what they're looking for. So this is why I always recommend that as soon as you speak to me and I send you my link, I encourage you to go and apply, because once you get that application process sent through, you start doing the training to learn about the platform, then you'll start getting those newsletters and they will start giving you the ideas of what parents and students are looking for. So don't wait and hold back and say, oh, well, I'm going to do it in a couple months, so I'm just not going to apply right now. I would encourage you to apply now, because get all this stuff out of the way. And that way, when summer comes along, you are ready and good to go to teach. You already have your ideas. You already have your background check done. You already have the training done. You know how to use the site and the platform. Like, get all that messy stuff out of the way now. And that way, when you are ready to teach, you're good to go. Okay? So don't wait. So now once you get that newsletter, that's when you can say, okay, a lot of parents are looking for dance classes. This is awesome. I've done dance for 14 years. I want to teach some kids some dance classes. And then you go ahead and you build your lesson. And then you think, hey, self, what time is a good time for me to teach? Maybe that's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Great. Place your class for that. And a couple of others, I'd say at least 2 to 3 times per week, offer different times of days if possible, and give people options. Now, this is not to say that you should make the class for every single day and every single time zone, because you can't speak to everybody, right? You have to, make it so it's a schedule that you're willing and able to follow. So maybe do like a Monday morning class, a Wednesday afternoon, and like a Friday nighttime, right? Or you could even maybe do like a morning class and a night class. And then after a couple of weeks, or maybe even like a month or so, you're going to start getting data on OutSchool, and it's going to show you when did people enroll, how many learners enrolled. And then after a couple of weeks, I usually say probably like 2 months at least will give you some good data, maybe even 3, and it will start showing you when kids are available and they're ready to book your class. So now when you're moving forward, you can look back on your data and say, hey, my Mondays, man, I got like 7 learners at my 3:30 class. I don't want to lose those kids, so I'm going to keep booking my Monday class at 3:30 because that's working. That's a good time for everybody. So that's what you want to look back in on your data. And so that's what I'm going to show you today on my OutSchool platform, how you can go ahead and look back at your data and figure out when are the best time classes for you so you can keep them going and, start branching out and thinking about different times that you can offer for your students. All right, guys, so we're on my platform right now, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do to try to figure out the best times for my classes. So what I do is you can go about this a couple different ways. Let's say we click stats. And then I'm going to find my class. Let's say I'm going to do my Roblox gameplay because I was doing this data searching earlier. And I want to show you what I've discovered and how I'm learning how to make it so I'm booking the same classes for what people are ready and available for. Okay, so once you find the class that you're looking at, maybe you only have 1 or 2 right now because you're a newbie, and that's totally fine. Find the one that you're ready for. I think this is actually, that's okay. I'm going to do this class, right? So here's some upcoming sessions. I have 18 spaces available, and for me, that's how many I'm offering total. So that means no one has booked these classes yet. Now, today is May 6th. So I do still have a couple of days, but this is Tuesday. Today right now is Thursday night. And so, yeah, like no one has booked these times right now. So for me, it's a little concerning. I'm wondering, hey, maybe these times aren't available for these people. So what I want to do is I want to load my past sections. What this will do is it tells me who is enrolled in the past and what time. So look at here, Tuesday, May 4th, from 4 p.m. to 4:45, I had 4 learners join. So look at 4 p.m. to 4:45. I have all of these available on Tuesdays because they were successful in the past. Now, I would not go ahead and jump to a conclusion and say, oh, these classes aren't going to work. I'm going to go ahead and cancel them all. Please don't do that because I find it to be very popular that parents go on the morning of and they look for the classes that are available for that day and then they go ahead and schedule them. So yeah, maybe I don't have any learners right now, but that does not mean that Tuesday morning won't come and people won't sign up for it. So just be mindful of that. The upcoming sessions, these are just showing you what's coming up and what you have so far, but I wouldn't jump to that canceling classes. I'm going to show you the past stuff, okay? So look, past, I've had 4 learners, so this is what prompted me to make these upcoming sessions. And let's see if I've had any canceled sessions. None yet. Okay, so let's go to another class of mine so we can see some more data. So I'm going to go over here and say classes. And I'm going to find one of my more popular ones and show you some more interesting data. So let's go to this one right here. This is what I was looking at earlier, and it gives me a lot of good data. Okay, so here is my upcoming sessions. So here's what you can see, right? I have 7 enrolled and only 5 left. I have 2 enrolled, 10 available. Okay, so it's telling me everything that I've got going on. And then I've got some more coming up soon. And this little moon is because it's late at night. But like I said, so this is because I have a student right now. He's in China, I believe, or in that area. And so he wants to book a 10 p.m. class with me because for him it's 10 a.m. And so that's what's good for him. And I'm available because I don't mind being up at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and doing my class with him. So right now there's only one available because it is right now only him. But we truly enjoy hanging out and doing our class together. And I had said I was available, so I didn't want to take that away from him, because sometimes, for me anyways, it's truly like not always about the money. It's about the student, and he has fun, and he shows me, all these tips and tricks about the game, and it's really good for him socially. And so, because we have so much fun together, I personally don't mind keeping a class enrolled with only one learner. That is definitely a personal preference, and you have to do what is right for you. I can't guarantee it's always going to stay like that with him and I, but we'll see. I actually here's my other 10 p.m. class with him. I did have another student enroll for that time period. So maybe even like when the summer comes up, it might become a more popular class because these kids are out of school and they're interested in doing that. So for right now, it works for me and I don't mind doing it and I have fun with him. So I'm keeping it there. But let me show you some of what I'm talking about earlier, okay? So I have my past sections. So when I click that, it will load all of the things from the past, right? So I can look here, and this is what I use, this data and information to decide what I'm going to do for the future. You go on the past to decide for the future. So all the way back in March, on Wednesdays at 9:15 p.m., I had 4 learners taking this class. So for me, 4 learners is about $40. And so I feel like I think this class session is the 45-minute session. Let me see. I believe so. Yeah. So this is a 45-minute class, but I'm getting $40. I feel like that's pretty beneficial for me. So I will enroll more class times for this time. But now if you look on here, started on Friday, March 26th at 4:15, I had 7 learners. So that's like about $70, right? So when I have this kind of money coming in for a 45-minute class, on Fridays at 4:15, you better believe I want to offer this class for the students, right? They all want to take it. I want to take it with them, and I'm earning the money that I'm wanting. So I'm going to keep going. On Tuesdays, March 30th at 9:15, I had I had 3 learners. Okay, not too bad. Tuesdays at 9:15 on April 6th wasn't so much, right? So someone dropped out. I only had 2 learners. So really, again, like it kind of just, you have to decide, is it worth it for me to do this for 2 learners? Maybe not, but I can see that the Tuesdays are not as popular, but the Wednesdays got it going on, right? I have 2 classes here. The Wednesday on April 21st, I had 4 learners, and Wednesday, that was the 21st, and this is the 24th. And I had 4 learners in each time. So I'm going to want to open up classes up here that reflect the same day and the same time, because that's when learners are showing me that they are ready and available. So right here, I've noticed this time slot right here, Mondays at 3 p.m. I have 7 enrolled kids right now, and that is becoming a really popular time frame for these kiddos. They've been coming every week now for about like 3 weeks, and it's been really fun. And for me, that's like right after my school job, my brick and mortar school job. And so I come right home, I sit down, and we get going, and we have so much fun because this class is playing Roblox together. And so it's a social class, and these kids are able to find other friends that are their age to play with the game with. So we have such a great time, and for me, honestly, like, what a bonus in all shapes of the form, right? So 7 enrolled kids, and we get to play together, and they get to learn, and we have a social class. Like, it's fantastic. I just encourage you to look at the data in your OutSchool platform once you start getting going, and really realizing, what's working for you and what's not, so you can continue to open time slots that are appropriate for you. All right, guys, I really hope that was helpful, seeing me in my classroom and showing you the data points point by point and explaining to you exactly why you should put your first class out there, teach a couple of classes on different days and different times, and then figure out what the best time is that's working for people. But remember, you don't want to compromise your schedule too much, because you're going to get to a level of burnout if you're constantly booking a class just because there's, maybe a good amount of kids, and it might get too chaotic and burnout will come. So just don't book a class that you're not totally fully committed to and willing to do, because it probably will take about a month or 2 and you're like, oh man, I don't want to do this anymore. And you don't want to get to that headspace, right? So, open up the times that you feel good about, then look at the data, and then keep going. I also recommend, doing this for one class, at least for the first 2 weeks. Get your feet wet, right? get the groove going, figure it out. And then when that newsletter comes along every week, search on that newsletter for something that you're passionate about and that you're interested in that you could teach next. And then start opening another class and then go slowly, okay? Don't throw too much out there because you might get overwhelmed, and no one wants to get overwhelmed, right? So start slow, look at your data, build up on it, and then come to me if you have any questions, because that's what I'm here for. All right, everybody, I really hope that this video was super helpful for you. If you have any comments, please put them down below, or questions. I would love to hear it from you, and I would love to be able to help you on your journey. If this video was helpful, please give it a great big thumbs up. It is super helpful for my YouTube channel, and I would graciously appreciate that. And if you want to see more videos like this, stick around and hit that subscribe button down below so you are alerted every time I post a new video to help you out. Is my face too white? I've got lots of lights down here, so what is on my sweatshirt? God, that's what having 3 kids will do to you. All right, let's get ready. Oh my gosh. Just duck down. No one will see it. Stick around and hit the so you are notified every single time I post a new video. Thank you so much for